flexing. Not the
Welcome. That's nasty work, son.
Welcome to the
pre-show was amazing. Whoever watching this pre-show was fire.
Welcome to
I've done the best I can.
I mean, they're ripping my shirt off.
Branndon doing evanescence and shit.
Wake me up. Wake
me up. Get me up. Save me. Branndon, I'm wild.
If you're just tuning into the Warner Brothas Podcast, we are talking some specific white people classics when it comes to white people music.
Why do you look like Matt Murdock?
Hit the mute button. Mute his ass.
All right, so we've implemented this new thing on the Warner Brothas Podcast. We know Brandon's classic timeout. We maybe have to put people in the penalty box. I don't know why we haven't used the mute button before. I'll even use it on myself, but we're using it now. Shout out to Duke. First ever mute button. Oh, we can't hear you, Duke. You keep talking, but we can't hear you.
Now he's throwing up signs. Okay. Hey, listen,
Duke turns up as Shania Twain.
Dang signs out the window. You hoping none of them offend him. He's back. Duke, you're back.
Let me get some order in the court here. Welcome to the Warner Brothas Podcast.
Right.
You need the little thing. You need a bang. You might as well just use your haircut.
Yeah, goddamn triangle or some shit. Or a drum.
Your shit look like a gavel with that fro. Why did you cut your hair like that, my boy?
I'm going to attempt this. This is the third time I'm going to attempt this.
For 25 years, Seth Lightman has seen it all. From the newest electric car revolution, solar power, bike lanes made in NYC. And now we are here. More electric cars, need for more renewables and eco-friendly products in our world. Well, now it's time for an all-out podcast for this time, The Green Living Guy Show. He's funny, real, exactly on point, and some think his style is so raw, it's crazy. Let's do this, folks. It's time for The Green Living Guy Show.
Do you want a podcast on green living? For over 25 years, podcaster Seth Lightman has been into electric cars and solar since the 90s. Now he wants to bring his experience, New York attitude, and love for green living to the masses so that we can all have fun, live greener, and save this planet for generations to come. They say a true man plants a tree that will never sit in the shade. That's the green living guy, Seth Lightman at heart. He is also an author and editor of 9 Green Guru Guides and has worked for New York State for 10 years doing green. For more information, visit greenlivingguy.com and subscribe to his podcast.
She makes me feel like a man.
You want every team to lose any other game?
Sorry.
Time out.
Are you kidding?
That's what I'm
Trying to drop a mic.
Welcome to the Warner Brothas Podcast. I'm Kyle, joined by my brother Keenan, joined by my adopted brothers, Warner Brothas Podcast here, Branndon and Duk, Jacksonville stand up, Waterbury, Connecticut stand up, Chi-Town stand up.
Waterbury, Vermont stand up.
Waterbury, Vermont, shouts to Ben and Jerry's. We want that too.
Oh, shout out to Ben and Jerry's though.
Hey.
We are talking
Cherry Garcia.
Listen, if
dogs, nigga, that
Cherry Garcia. Cherry Garcia.
What's the one with the cookie dough?
If we were to cut up our pre-show, it would be full of, like I said in the intro, if you heard it, it would be full of us talking about just selective rock music, selective white people music. Keenan was pulling out some random ass, I don't know what that shit was.
Shine down.
Duke was pulling out some late career Aerosmith, and we found out that Branndon might be a distant cousin, maybe a son, some sort of lineage to Paul Wall. We found out, so I don't know. And that Brandon Petty might be doing. Brandon might be doing some
Paul Wall. I'm the people's champ.
Yeah, that nigga Paul, baby.
He's even got the Paul Wall voice a little bit. He's got that.
Yeah, he tried it. You know what I'm saying? He got it a little in him. He got a little nigga in him, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
All right, Kyle, back to restoring order. We don't need to mute him again, but we might.
No more tomfoolery going on here.
Oh, I'll be damned, Brad.
Hey, listen, where do we want to start? Where do we want to start today? I'll throw it out to the days.
Well, I mean, really, we had this. We've teased this pickup basketball thing for carry the one about half a year.
4 months.
About
Straight up.
We've got about 180
months.
days on the it's been a while because we were gonna do it right after the Super Bowl roughly, and then we just were in flux, and then we were gonna do it last time, and then things keep going on. We had to rate boing oing, so it was too much of that, so we just couldn't we couldn't get to it. Big Sean just did.
Big Sean.
Oh, there.
How big is you?
Whoa.
Hey, can I hit you guys with a Thursday tradition? What we've been doing
Yeah.
on occasion before we
No
get into the
diddy,
pickup.
no pause.
Yeah,
You guys want to hear what's dropping at midnight?
love to.
Listen, we got Tory Lanez dropping the Prison Tapes. He's got
From the prison tapes.
2-song EP coming out. We got the DJ Mustard album that Duke was talking about last episode, I believe. Drake and Gordo got a song called Sideways coming out. Not sure how y'all feel about that. Metro Boomin and Young Nudie got a John Wayne song. I guess that's already out. A song called John Wayne. MB5, not even sure who that is. They got an EP coming out. NBA Youngboy, Tears of War coming out. Central C, Gen Z Love. Ice Spice got a new album coming out called Y2K.
Album?
Album.
Wow,
I'm sure all them shit sound the same. No hate to Ice Spice. She's a beautiful lady, but all her songs sound the same.
You're not even a fuck.
I know she's a beautiful lady, but she's a career talk.
I like this shit right here. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
You heard the Lil Wayne and Cordae?
We'll get to it.
We're getting
but
there.
yes.
We're getting there. Here's another Lil Wayne feature though. So we got DJ
I'm
Premier.
going crazy off that shit, bro.
We got DJ Premier with Lil Wayne and Big Sean and Rick Ross. I'm trying to picture Lil Wayne on a DJ Premier. Yeah, I'm trying to picture Lil Wayne on a DJ Premier beat. I'm not sure what that's like. We got Will Smith, Russ, and Jaden, work of art. So we got a father and son featuring Russ.
Wait, why didn't we get Willow on the hook?
Not sure. We got
Willow
Russ.
makes great hooks, nigga.
That's the point.
Willow's like a punk rock artist or some shit.
Yeah, we could have got Willow can sing though. We could have gotten her on the hook.
And we got Post Malone and Luke Combs.
We're gonna be all right if we put Willow on the hook.
As Duke mentioned, we got Cordae and Lil Wayne, which is already out Saturday mornings. Lil Yachty and Ian, or Ian, whatever the fuck his name is.
Y'all heard the Lil Yachty and Drake?
I was gonna mention that too. We'll get to that as well.
I'm sorry. Just keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just
no, you good. Trippy Red. We got LG, Lady SB, Hot Topic. This is apparently an Olympic song. This is a random ass combo right here. I'm about to tell you. Anderson .Paak and Gwen Stefani apparently got the Olympics theme. It's called Hello World. And then
Keenan said
off the Olympics. I would love them together if they just randomly did a song. That sounds like that should have been popping.
It could be if they just did I agree with that.
If they did a regular song. Not
I agree with that. Shouts to Cali. Listen, Rakim got an album coming out. God's Network. Rebirth.
Are you kidding me?
The album. So the
I
legend.
send that to my dad.
The legend, the God, the R, Rakim, God's Network. And then I mentioned this to you guys in the pre-show. MGK and Jelly Roll. They got a song coming out. That seems like
Duke, that's for you.
Exactly.
Two
that
great
seems like
whites.
a direct response to Eminem's song with Jelly Roll.
What are they, sharks?
Yes, actually.
Somebody save me.
What sticks out to y'all out of that group that I just mentioned?
DJ Mustard
everything sounded good for real. I mean, it sounded interesting. I'm not gonna say good. I'm solely disappointed about the Anderson .Paak and Gwen Stefani. I feel like that would have been an amazing random combo if it wasn't Olympic themed. But everything like I said, that Wayne and Cordae, I never thought I would hear that or see that, and they fucking smoked that shit. The video was fire, the verses was dope. Everybody else, I feel like the same way with MGK and Jelly Roll, but I think he stole that shit from Joyner and Jelly Roll kind of made a real little noise on the low, and
Yes.
I don't know how MGK gonna rap over that shit, but I just already kind of feel it's gonna be something.
Could be some country shit too, or some,
Or it could be corny.
ballad.
Swear
or
to
ballad.
I mean, if it was Yellow Wolf and Jelly
fall
Roll,
in
then I would hear the
love.
country.
I never fall in love, so why can't
MGK
get
and Jelly
enough
Roll,
of
I ain't
it?
never-
MGK better come on there like he did on Ocho Cinco, talk about stimmy hits and my beef shake.
What you know about Ocho Cinco?
Who just
Ocho
purred?
Cinco.
Who the hell just
Ocho
purred?
Cinco.
That's
that
the
was-
sound he made.
That was Ball Paul, the people's champ. He's colder than BR. Add another 3 R's.
3 R's.
Watch
We
me
might have
like
may have to mute Brandon for that
DVCR.
purr. This nigga purred.
Hey, first off, that wasn't a purr,
I keep
all
trying
right?
to tell people.
If you
that's a
heard
top
Ocho
5
Cinco,
lane
that's
word.
the sound that he made. He was like,
True. That's a fire ass feature. That's a fire ass feature.
Like TV, VCR.
By the way, response to that.
That's why I ain't talking
French Montana, Fab, and Fabio Foreign. They're going on tour.
Yep.
Hold on, we got to mute Duke real quick.
Well, no, he's good. No, he's
rapping.
good. He's
Fabio, Fab, and French Montana are going on tour. And French Montana, I don't know about Fab and Fabio, but French Montana is doing strictly mixtape cuts. So you'll probably get some Ocho Cinco.
Triple F,
oh,
Fucking fire. Son.
Triple
mac
F.
and cheese.
Yeah, Casino Life.
Mm-hmm. All that.
All that.
All that.
Ooh, Casino Life was a good
Mac and
mixtape.
cheese only is crazy, nigga.
Coming to a city.
I need Return of the Mac as soon as you walk on stage, bro.
That's
Return of the Mac once again.
the French
my
Return of the Mac
God.
is crazy. French Return of the
That
Mac
nigga
is elite.
crazy.
That's crazy, Mac Morrison.
Duke knows about it. Duke knows about
Return of the Mac.
French
Oh
Return.
my god! And then what am I thinking of?
You got the auto tune in it.
Yeah, you heard what I'm saying? That nigga hit the Michael Jackson. He said, "Shut
That's the better version. That's the real version of Return of the Mac. That's
No, but he hit the Kingdom Hearts. What was it? Sanctuary. If Sanctuary come on live, nigga, I'm taking my shirt off and I'm punching the person next to me, nigga. I don't give a fuck. If I hear Sanctuary live, then you would not.
Well, I hope your
All right,
girlfriend
with
is not
Duke-
next to you.
Nigga, as a
Duke's
real
gonna be on the front page of the news.
Mac and Cheese 3 is elite, bro. Elite.
Or he played Diamonds with J.Cole. Diamonds. And J.Cole.
Triple.
There's
that
not many
triple double
skips.
with Mac Miller and Currency.
Hey, Mac Miller's dead. R.I.P. my goat, but he dead.
That was an
Mac
amazing
was that
song.
nigga, bro.
Not too many artists are fucking with French on the mixtape tip at all.
I give you that. Like, after Overtime, I give you that because French really wasn't like that, but he built his little resume though. Because Casino Life 2 and 3, y'all can't talk to that, especially without Chinks. Chinks killed it too. Like,
R.I.P. to Chinks.
Yeah, R.I.P. Chinks has one of the best albums that nobody ever talk about. That JFK or whatever that shit was. That shit
That's a
was
great
stupid.
album. That's a slept on album.
Stupid fire.
You got early Dirk on that album. You got you got Jeremiah on that album. Obviously French.
Yeah.
I think is Kiss on that album? Jada Kiss and Styles maybe. I think they might have.
It might have been on the second one. I don't think it's on the first one.
They're on the mixtape. I think Jada Kiss on the mixtape. But
He might
JFK,
be on what is it?
Welcome
Coke, not Coke Boys. It was Coke 5.
Cocaine Riot.
Riot 5.
Riot.
Cocaine Riot 5. Yeah, hell yeah, that shit was stupid. Damn, R.I.P. my dogs, bro.
Duke, you mentioned Drake and Yachty, the leak track. How do you feel about it? What was your reaction when you heard that leak?
It was smooth. It's something that he needed to do to kind of get himself back out there.
Yeah, he can't give you no swag leader. I don't give up who you hang with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think he gave you that drizzy sound that y'all just it's needed to bypass what had happened to him. That's and Yachty's on his shit. Yachty been on his shit for the last 3 years. Like, people been sleeping, but Yachty be out here giving y'all niggas shit. Especially with Caribou. Caribou, she's probably my favorite female rapper right now. Caribou, my bitch, nigga. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. She might be like 22, 23, nigga. I fuck with that hoe.
Shouts to Caribou. Brandon, did you hear the leak?
To be honest with you, I actually saw it the other day, but I haven't given a chance to listen to it yet.
Okay.
I did hear a couple. So the leaks I did hear were off the Mustard album, and I know he's got a song with Kodak Black on there, which as a Floridian, anything with Kodak Black, I'm going to get excited about. He's got I don't know if he's got Kendrick on there or not. I'm anticipating Kendrick being on there.
I could
I
give
don't
you
know
the track
for
list.
sure. Actually, yeah. Let me see.
It would only make sense for Kendrick to be on there.
I think he has one up there. I think after just because what they did together with this diss, he has to be up there somewhere.
Yeah, like even if like they were like, you know what, we got to make something like last minute, like something's got to be like. It just feels like it almost be wrong because like, what's the first thing you think? Like,
you guys want the track list?
Yeah,
of course.
First,
even like what Keenan was saying, even with Not Like Us, he said he hit him up like an hour before he released it. Like he made that beat in 30 minutes, and then Kendrick rapped over Not Like Us like that. Like, so it's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good track list going. Like, he's got a song with 42 Dugg and Lil Yachty. I like 42 Dugg. He's got Schoolboy Q and Vince Staples.
That's fire.
That'll be fire. He's got Quavo and Rob 49, Parking Lot with Travis Scott. A song from Mom featuring Charlie Wilson, Masego, and Ty Dolla $ign. That'll be a good cut.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Love.
Worth the Heartbreak with Blast and A Boogie with the Hoodie. He's got a song with Charlie Wilson, Future, and Ty Dolla $ign. Lil Durk and Young Thug, Kodak Black, Ella May and Roddy Ricch. Another song with Roddy Ricch. And then one with Kirk Franklin.
Which looks to be the intro.
But he's on his DJ Khaled shit with that one.
Really is.
So I heard the Schoolboy Q and the Vince Staples. That song is fire. It's
as it should be.
That song,
is Beam
like,
up there at all? Beam?
No. I don't see Beam on here.
That's Underwoman. Beam is that nigga.
I don't see Beam on here.
No. So you said that shit is fire already though? The Schoolboy
That shit with Vince Staples and Schoolboy Q is nice.
I'm happy to hear that shit. That's dope.
Cause I love Vince Staples.
He's so. You watch the show?
Nah.
I've heard it's good. I've heard good things about the show.
Nah, his show is low key fire, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Keenan,
it's different in its own way, but it's funny because if you know Vince Staples, you know how he is.
Vince Staples is
him
funny.
being so direct, it's like kind of satire, but like real, like direct comedy, funny. Like it's just funny shit.
I got a question for Keenan, but a quick comment about Vince Staples. I saw something the other day about how Vince Staples' mom would hand out fake lottery tickets at Christmas, like winning lottery tickets, and just watch how like the family would act, which is kind of fucked up. And just like sit back and watch him and not even like act happy for him. Just sit back and watch and see what the reaction.
I feel like after the first one, like they've got another trick, right?
Well, I think it was like just all in one. Like I don't know if it was every Christmas.
But she got the whole fam and shit, and this nigga was like, "Yo, my mom was diabolical."
Explains a lot about Vince Staples right there.
That's
Keenan, did you hear the Drake and Yachty leak?
No, I'm terrible at leaks. I don't like listening to leaks.
I happened to hear it on Twitter. Like I just heard a little snippet of it. I didn't take time to listen to the whole song. But my reaction was, I don't know, Duke, do you remember? Is it a couple years old or is it a couple months old? I can't remember. I feel like it might be a couple years old.
I don't know what nobody said it was. I just
Either
heard
way,
like a little bit like I said the bars. But it
either way,
seemed like something. I'll give you that. Like if they do say it's a couple years, I can see it. I want to say it's a couple months. I want to say it's off from all the dogs type of energy.
Yeah, I heard it, and it was something better than what I've heard recently from Drake. You know, beef songs aside, but just as far as like actual Drake songs, it's better than what I've heard, especially off For All the Dogs. But my reaction to it was if we had heard this before the beef, or if that was a leak before the beef, I think the reaction would have been much more positive, much more like, oh shit, Drake and Yachty got this. I think people are kind of like, whatever. I actually mentioned, I don't know if you guys even noticed, third song in, I mentioned about the releases is Drake and Gordo, and no one here had anything to say about it. And that's what I'm seeing more and more about Drake is people are just kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, It's weird the energy that came ever since his beef. He really has taken a fall. Like he is not king anymore.
He's got like right now, Drake's at a point where he has to wow you again. Like there's some like he was at a point where he could put out a 5, but his core fans would make it a 10, and all of us would let it slide because it was like you can't do that anymore. Like For All the Dogs. Like looking back at it, it was like for some people it was like okay, so you have all these songs here. You have whatever, but then you get like a few songs where you're like, oh, okay, that's that old Drake. You get a couple songs that's that old Drake, couple songs that you hear out, and you're like, okay, that's fire. As Drake fans from ever, you're good with it. Now that Kendrick's painted a light on him, like not painted a light on him like we didn't know things about Drake before, but definitely scuffed him up, and now he's at like a down at regular level. We're judging him as we're judging all the greats. He's not on Drake graded on a curve anymore, and it's like okay. Now we look at you and like, no, what are we doing? This isn't good. Like, and then the masses is now saying this isn't good. That's really what's changed about it. Is like he could get away with it before. He now can't get away with it. Now he has to put out a Take Care level project for him to get the Take Care level acclaim. Before he could put out a Scorpion and do well because
you don't even gotta be a Take Care. You gotta be like. You just got to get somebody, like you said. You got to give. Listen,
it can be even a Thank Me Later. Like I can, like I would be. Give me a
Roller, you got to give me a fucking.
To piggyback off that, for me to actually get back in and like actually listen to Drake, I need him to come out and rap like he did on like Wu-Tang Forever, like songs like that where he actually came out and he was rapping with a purpose. Because like, I mean, the past.
And that's for your secret fans. You really need to come out with a motto.
Yeah.
If you come out with a model, everybody forgets this shit right now.
Mm-hmm. He comes out with like those kind of songs, and then Wu-Tang Forever hits you with obviously like think of Pound Cake. You underestimate almost number one. No, actually 5 AM in Toronto or something like most number ones ever. How long did it really take me? Like those kind of things. That's when we're fine hearing you flex. You can't flex after you got beat up. Like it doesn't work. It just doesn't.
You got your ass beat, kid.
For real.
Because think about it right now. J. Cole's in a much better spot than I thought he was going to be because of how great the beef was and how kind of like murky it really got on both sides. But like if J. Cole comes out on his next album and you hear a lot, I'm the best rapper alive. I've been doing this since I was 5. Like you're like, what are we doing? No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You backed out. You could have been. You could have been. I now want to just hear great music about some messages and doing whatever. Keep your, like as you said, keep your purpose and your move how you're doing it. You can still have classic albums. I just don't want to hear like people aren't worthy to be on my like. I don't want to hear any of that. Like I just
get that shit out of here.
Yeah, like you forfeited
that. Absolutely.
We're not even putting in perspective to his stance because of this shit happened. We was supposed to get the fall off already. And because this shit happened and all that shit happened, he couldn't even drop the fall off, bro. The fall off was supposed to come like May, early June.
Yeah.
So off that, when do you
think we get that shit off, bro?
No.
When do you think we get the fall off, dude?
I don't know if you even call it the fall off no more, my boy. Remember I told you he had a track or he had an album or a mixtape before the fall off. That was supposed to be the boy because of he had a son and shit. I don't know when we're gonna get that shit. I don't even know if you're able to do that anymore because, like Keenan said, like you can't come out and say I'm the best rapper alive.
Yeah, you can't do that shit. You ran away from a beef.
You ran away from the fucking trident.
Do you think we get a project? Do you think we get a project before the end of 2024? Or do you think Mike?
I definitely do that. I'll give you that. At least we'll get at least a Revenge of the Dreamers before that. Like we're gonna at least get something.
That would be dope if he did like a Revenge of the Dreamers style thing. Because that album,
gotta do Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah, that was fine.
Especially after what Jid did on the Eminem album. Everybody looks for Jid right now. Everybody's looking for JID right now.
Yeah.
I want to see him and Kendrick get on a song together.
I would love.
Absolutely.
I would love.
That would be the best way for him to come back.
This beef has made me, or the lack thereof on the J. Cole front, now makes me think that we might get a Kendrick and J. Cole project at some point. Like I let it go out of my head after Black Friday happened, and then a couple years after, I was like, I let it go. But like my mindset when when that happened, I was just so upset that Cole backed out because it was like, okay, we've got this big three, and Kendrick really just said it's Big Me improved. It's really just Big Kenny. But now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, Cole bowed out. And then Kendrick didn't really take any shots other than competitive. That's Big Me. He already did it on Control, and then basically just said, "Hey, I can turn into YNW Melly if you're not my real friends." And Cole's a real friend.
Even if you're my real friends, YNW Melly, nigga, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, so like it's just like, and then so we're chilling there. So I'm kind of I think that we might get Kendrick and J. Cole on a verse together by the end of 2020.
Off the buzz alone, yeah. I think Kenny was going to be on the fall off already. I think that's always been Cole playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
and just imagine what that would do for Cole. Not saying obviously Cole doesn't really need, he's already got a big platform.
I think Cole's going to have a Kenny song and he's going to have a Drake song on the fall
imagine
off. If I'm really going to fall off, I'm going to have both y'all up here.
And imagine if though you have a imagine what that procession would be for Drake. Like obviously you already did first person shooter, but that's pre-beef. Like that kind of put the last igniter into the beef, but like that's pre-beef. Now it's like post, you're hanging out with the big bad bully. Drake's gonna feel a way about that. I mean, I understand Drake.
I think y'all did the song together already at that time though. When y'all came out with first person shooter role, it's kind of like how everybody do. It's like, yo, I'll give you a song, you give me a song. So when they did first person shooter mode, J. Cole's song or Drake's feature on J. Cole's Fall Off album was done at the same time. It was just Drake was dropping.
Yeah. I definitely
feel like he had a Kenny verse in the tuck because it wasn't like Kenny was dropping until the beef happened and Schoolboy Q had to show up at your own festival. Like, nigga, you want to trust me?
Hey, brother, back up, back off.
They also need to do a song they need to do a song, both of them together. Like they've been on, like They Ready, like they're on a DJ Khaled song with both of them having verses. But Forbidden Fruit, you just had Take a little chip.
But they have songs together early though.
No. Well, I mean, they have it early on. I mean, when they were both popping at this point. Like, I understand, like, early on.
I feel what you mean.
But I just mean, like, since they've both been in, like, our face as the new generation's ones.
Them guys, yeah.
They haven't had, like, an actual song together. I thought it was going to be on one of the Dreamer projects. It was first one. He had the baby on it, J. Cole. Oh, my God. Under the Sun. Ain't my son. I got a couple
He's
of
on the hook.
Hey, Loop, and I was like, we're getting a Kendrick verse, and
Kendrick would have spazzed on that too. Kendrick would have absolutely spazzed on
he would have went nuts, and this was damn Kendrick. This was damn Kendrick too. This is when he was like in his rapping like not that he wasn't in this moment. He was clearly rapping, but like he was rapping with a purpose. He was rapping with a message. Yeah, he was back on just like, I'm trying to prove everybody I'm still
a priority on that rap.
Yeah. And now it's like
instead of King Mez, I think that's who it was. If you put Kendrick on there instead of Mez,
yeah. I believe there's probably a verse out there. To be honest with you,
which it was like Liam Neeson though. That one's fire.
I woke up in the
morning. I got two questions for y'all.
Go on.
I got two questions for y'all. One based off of what we just talked about, and then another one that's also music related. But do you think
is it off top? Like
kind
a haircut?
Kind of, yeah. Listen, Duke always talking about my hair. When Duke got the goddamn Brian
the
Grant
dusty
dreads.
locks.
Duke got the Brian Grant dreads, circa 2000. That's it. Duke know about that. Duke know about Brian Grant.
Yo. Y'all ever disrespect me like this again, I'm flaming everybody at once. The Brian Grant is nasty work. That's fire though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the best joke I heard in a long time.
I actually got a segment based off of that Brian Grant shit, actually. But
how?
We might get to that later. I know. It'll make sense. Trust me, it'll make sense. It's actually low key, it's been in the tuck. It's been in the tuck since about the pickup game. So it's been in the tuck for 4 or 5 months.
Oh my God.
Remind me of it. But
Okay.
You mentioned Kendrick and J. Cole not having a verse with each other in quite some time, like over a decade, probably. It seems like at this point.
They Already was the last one where they both had a verse on a song, like 2 verses on a song together.
And that was a great song too.
Yeah, because they had that Jeezy song too, though. They had that Jeezy song.
Yeah, but no Kendrick was on
Kendrick.
that. These
he was on that bullshit.
Kendrick took the easy way out on
I
that
gotta
one.
eat. I gotta.
Yeah.
Listen, do y'all think it's intentional? Do y'all think it's intentional that we haven't heard them go verse for verse?
No.
You don't think it's intentional?
These
are 2 people who are very aware of like what rap means.
The only
what
reason
rap
why I say
is,
no is
what
because of the Black Friday shit. Black Friday changed all that.
Okay.
I actually would agree with that because like they move, as you said, they're very aware, but they move extremely strategically. And so thinking about that Black Friday, I want to say it was 2015. Or roughly around that time. Do you think of To Pimp a Butterfly, and then Cole kind of has his To Pimp a Butterfly-ish X-esque album after that with For Your Eyes Only. Not that it's the same as To Pimp a Butterfly, but they both had like a huge message. Obviously, right before that was 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but obviously they got the beats from To Pimp a Butterfly and from Forest Hills Drive. But you had J. Cole on that, but then J. Cole took a huge hiatus before KOD. And then Kendrick obviously came back with Damn, and then he took a massive hiatus from Damn onto Mr. Morale. He had Black Panther, the soundtrack right there, right after it. But like just the way they've moved is like their
Black
albums.
Panther was J. Cole's KOD. Now that I think about it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
So Keenan and Duk say not intentional. Brandon, how do you feel? Do you feel like it's intentional?
I think not intentional too, because I do agree. Like I feel like they really do plan out all their moves, and I do think before they make these moves, they look at potential repercussions. And it's like, all right, like how's this going to affect me, or how's this going to affect such and such, or like what is this going to do to the rap game? Because as we see, when something like that happens, I mean, you can end people's rapping career. I mean, straight up. I mean, if Drake wasn't as big as Drake is, then Kendrick could have easily ruined that man's career.
Yeah.
So it's like,
if Drake was even Meek Mill, we would be looking at him extremely like if Drake was at Meek Mill level.
Drake was Kendrick to Drake being Meek Mill, and Meek Mill still survived. But I hear what y'all saying.
But I don't think but he didn't get killed to the same level to me.
Nah,
Meek Mill also.
Y'all couldn't play back to back. It was in the club. It was in the street.
Listen,
the nigga rented out the hotel room above you and played the shit all night long.
But Meek Mill's not. But Meek Mill for that now is like when you think of Meek Mill, he's way down here compared to like up there with Dreams and Nightmares and like Dream Chasers and stuff like that. Like Meek Mill's platform is not as big.
But I mean, what if I'm thinking Trigger Fingers turn to Trigger Fingers? When I think of that line, or am I thinking Certified Lover Boy, like A minor? Like that, I just feel like I don't think.
You're talking about the level of disrespect.
That's what I mean. Like I'm saying, the level of beef, like what we're talking, because we talked about this before. I think Not Like Us and Back to Back, like the way you heard them all the time. They were out. Like you couldn't go anywhere without hearing Back to Back. You can't go anywhere without not hearing Not Like Us. I just heard Diana Taurasi talking to Kalia Copper and Natasha Cloud saying, "What song are you thinking about?" And she's like, "They Not Like Us." Then what? And they're like, "Okay." So, like, you even hear people like that. I just mean, like, the level of disrespect. You looked at just Meek Mill like, man, you called Drake out and he got you. You look at Drake now like, what are we doing with Millie? What are we doing with Bakai? You're going to say.
Looking at Bobby interview a little different now, aren't you, Bobby? Bobby, you a thought. I know you a thought, Bobby.
Bobby Alton.
You in the bed
she
with
didn't want with YG.
I seen that. He got her in the hood. He got her in the hood.
Yeah,
gunshots around the corner.
Gunshot. She goes. What was that?
And she cheated on her husband with the nigga.
Listen, I got a
few. So you was a thought, Bobby.
I got a few responses between the Meek stuff. I'm going to answer the J. Cole thing first. Reason why I do think it's intentional is because of what Brandon said. These guys plan stuff out months, maybe even years in advance to what their career and what these projects look like. Not for nothing, you guys mentioned Drake. The features between J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick and Drake, obviously, like we're talking. Obviously, Kendrick and Drake had their beef, but just those three, we don't have a lot between those three in general. And all three, even Kendrick, I would say these guys pretty much feature with everybody. You know, every big rapper of the last 15 to 20 years, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake each got a song with, or multiple songs with. So I do think it's somewhat intentional for whatever reason. I don't know what that intention would be, but especially Kendrick and J. Cole, because I feel like they fall into each other's hip hop pocket more so than Drake and these guys. Drake's obviously versatile. 100%. You can put Drake anywhere, but Kendrick and Cole, if you would have asked us, I like asking these questions a lot, but if you would have asked us 10 years ago, hey, in 2024, how many songs will J. Cole and Kendrick have with each other? I think all of us would have said, 10 to 15 songs. And we really
don't have that much. Album at 2010 because I heard the album. Well, not the album, but I heard the leaks of the album.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then to the beef point, the Drake comparison with Meek Mill. It's interesting because Meek actually, 2018, when he dropped Championships, I think that was really as big as he's gotten, even since his debut. Like it's a great album. He even had a mini resurgence after the beef with Drake. And like Keenan said, I really think Drake, and we kind of alluded to it in the beginning, I think we're really going to see next time Drake releases a project or comes out with a full song like on DSPs, on Spotify, on Apple Music, I think we're really going to see what kind of hit he either did or did not take. And I really do think it's a big hit. Like, I think people are going to just, in the comments on Instagram, I think it's going to be full just Kendrick comments to Drake. I think it's going to be, it's not going to be quite 50 Cent Ja Rule, but I think unless Drake comes with some like unbelievable shit, some shit we haven't heard.
It's undeniable hit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I think it's like Keenan said. He said he's going to blow the socks off. True. But I think it's got to be something completely different than what he's released in the past. Like a different style completely.
Can you guys confirm or something for me real quick?
Yeah.
I always associate Meek Mill. Wasn't Championships right after he got out of jail?
Yes.
I think, and so the reason why I think it's different, like why Meek Mill was different, was because everyone felt he was wrongfully in jail. And then you have to think of 2018.
That's definitely
that was. You have 2018. You have to think Dreams and Nightmares got huge again because Philly won the Super Bowl. So people were back on Meek Mill.
That's definitely part of it.
So you put all of that together. You have Robert Kraft taking him out of in the jet. Like all of that stuff. I think adds to Championships of being massive comparatively to like if Drake right now was wrongfully imprisoned and then got out of jail again. I think that he would have. The beef would be put aside a little bit. Obviously, people would be like, Kendrick got him, but like he's now the more pressing issue was the fact that he was wrongfully imprisoned for something.
But and like Duke said though, Meek came with his best music. That's probably his best collection of music.
Absolutely,
I think it was that 1947 flow, the one with
1947
fabulous.
That shit. I think that's his best work. Like that's the most original I heard that nigga sound since Flamers.
That's off his. That's off his previous album though. That's my favorite Meek song.
That's what I mean. That previous album. I think Championship is his biggest album. So let me correct my earlier statement.
Duke, I'm glad you said that.
Biggest album.
I'm glad you said that.
That last album with the fucking fucked up Picasso looking.
That's his. That's a slept on album. That's a slept on. I agree with you.
The album really came and went when it comes to like.
And he's got a lot of heat on there, and it's, like he said, it's true to Meek's sound. It's a street sounding album. It's a soulful album. That's a very slept on Meek Mill album.
But that's the first time he switched his flow for a long time. Like it's been a decade.
Oh, you talk about Expensive Pain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
Well, yeah, he was kind of.
Game
he was kind of always in not exactly, but he kind of was always trying to a little bit mimic Dream Chasers, and I felt like our Dreams and Nightmares, and then Dream Chasers, and I felt like Championships was the first start to the flip, and then I think he's starting to like really trying to go away from that because after the intro, like every kind of intro he tried. I mean, obviously you want your intros to hit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you want that.
He tried to get the Dreams and Nightmares, like tried to recreate it on like everything.
Yeah, you can't strike that lightning.
Well, Championships got the fire intro, just named intro too. That's probably the second best.
It's hard too. But like,
here's my thing with Dreams and Nightmares, though.
He tried to mimic that same feeling. And you can't mimic that because this is the illest shit about the whole thing. You can't mimic it because when you initially did it, you didn't do it with the intentions of it being that big.
It was genuine.
It just happened to hit so crazy. And it was during the time where everybody was doing beat switches too. So you was doing it in a time where I don't want to let the beat switch. I low key want to do what Kanye and Lil Wayne did for let the beat build. But I want it to be more hype. So when you did it, you just did it naturally, and it was just like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I put that shit on, y'all thought it was real. Like, you did it mad naturally. So when you try to recreate that, it ain't gonna fucking hit the same because you trying to get something that you ain't even tried to do. You just did that. It was just organic when you did it. Now you're trying to authenticate it, and it's not true. It don't hit the same. That's all.
That's why I think Dreams and Nightmares is his biggest album. Like, Championships was good, but like, you got to think too, Dreams and Nightmares, he had 3 huge songs. It was obviously the intro. Well, you could go 4. It was obviously the intro. Amen with Drake. That was a huge song.
That was on Dreams and
Nightmares. That was on Dream. That was also on Dream Chasers 2.
That was on
Dream Chasers. Yeah, it was on Dreams and Nightmares.
No, which is weird. Which is weird because like it was on Dreams and Nightmares, but it was on Dream Chasers 2, which is where they first heard it, and then like just I don't know why. I mean, I'm fine with it because like the song's really.
That's
good.
weird because I feel like my memory has it from Dreams and Nightmares more than Dreams.
Yeah, I'm looking at Dream Chasers 2. It's not on Dream Chasers.
I don't remember off Dream Chasers.
It was on Dream Chasers 2.
It's Face Down, Ready or Not, Lean With It, On My Way, Every Day with Rick Ross.
Then it's an on. Hold on, it was absolutely on a Dream Chaser.
It was on Dream Chasers.
Because Dream Chasers 2, yeah, I'm looking at it. It was on Dream Chasers 2. It was on Dream Chasers 2. It was intro, Ready or Not.
Maybe the re-release they might have took it off because it was on the album.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it was intro, Ready or Not, Amen, Burn.
Yeah.
A1.
Yeah.
Well, also,
Burn was crazy.
That's a fire 5.
A1 everything.
Ready or Not. Him Ready or Not was crazy.
Jada verse on that was crazy.
Amen with Amen, and then Burn, and then A1. I got A1 after A1.
House Party remix. I know we
remix Mac Miller, nigga. What? He smoked that.
I'm looking at this Championships track list though. You got the intro, which we mentioned. Trauma's a good song. Then, like we mentioned, Uptown Vibes with
Tony. Where's Tony's Story Part 3?
That's on Dream Chasers 4, I think.
I thought it was on Championships. That's why.
You got Going Bad with Drake on Championships, and you got 24/7 with LMA. That was like that had Summer on Lock that year.
Come on, Chase.
That's a great album.
That's his biggest album.
That's a great album.
And he caught LMA when she was obviously like
brand.
He she was booed up and then Trip and then her album.
That's
LMA. He did have Going Bad with Drake. Going Bad with Drake too. That is
Going Bad. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking about.
Dangerous with Jeremiah and P&B Rock. That was also.
R.I.P. P&B.
R.I.P. P&B. That's my nigga, dog.
R.I.P.
He would have really ate right now. He would have ate.
I love P&B Rock.
P&B would eat right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But randomly we went on a Meek Mill tangent. Love it. One of my guys.
Shout out to Philly. I need a real Philly cheesesteak.
But to bring it all the way back, kind of, Kyle, how you were talking, I feel like Drake and Kendrick. I feel like J. Cole and Kendrick might actually collab this year because I feel like this is the first time in a while that both of their music careers have lined up. Like I've always felt like it's been like one step in here, one step in here, one here, one here. Like when Kendrick was on his Damn to Black Panther, Cole was kind of gone, and then afterwards KOD came out, and then the off season came out as well. He had like that, and then Kendrick was gone, but then Mr. Morale came out, and Cole was the off season was kind of like Damn for Kendrick, where they were just coming back and like, okay, we're rapping, and then obviously Kendrick wasn't on that. I feel like this is the first time both of them are in the game is mine kind of mindset, like we're ready to go. So I actually feel like this time it makes sense most for them to line up, but also it might have been intentional in the sense too, because like they are super strategic, but I just feel like they have never lined up.
I will say though,
since 2013.
I will say to your comment about J. Cole taking time off, I'm looking at his projects and I'm thinking about his features. He really didn't have that much of an extended time off the way Kendrick did.
Not at all.
The most time he had off between 2014 Forest Hills Drive, that was 14. 16 he came out with For Your Eyes Only. and then 18 he came out with KOD, and he still had features in between then. So it wasn't like Kendrick who's taking 3-4
But
years.
you gotta count. He was doing Revenge of the Dreamers during those whole times. So
those came after. Those came after.
He took J. Cole's biggest
when the first one came out.
J. Cole's biggest time off was pretty much because he went from. Yeah, he went 2014 clearly was in 2014, but like he went from that point. He went from that point there, and then on For Your Eyes Only, that was like a 2.5 year layoff, and he didn't really do a thing. Because he toured obviously a lot with 2014, and that was a no features thing. He kind of went in hiding, and then came back out. He got his bag, then came back out for Your Eyes Only, then kind of went in hiding-ish again because that album kind of sat. And then he came back with American Dream. And American Dream was like the first verse he really came back with. And from that point on, he had been the hottest rapper. Like when you're just talking rap, obviously Drake's Drake. But just when you come for verses and things, because it was Boblo Boat. He came with KOD. And then obviously it was a lot. It was just everything he was on. He was smoking, which is why we looked at him in the beef and it was like, you've been building up, and somehow you've been going in this trajectory. Your last verses were There I Go, First Person Shooter, and
There You Go.
Oh my goodness, right? The Secret Recipe. Like those are like your last three like real memorable verses, and then you're here, and then Kendrick just pops up with like that, and now you guys are. So that, but yeah, but no, he didn't take a Kendrick break. Like obviously Kendrick goes on and takes his time. But
before we move on from Cole, real quick, let me get JID and Cole.
Get him my go to my hip.
Those people who be slapping people, and they be like in the slap contest shit, and then they be like, "Whoa, oh yeah." That's how that nigga felt. He got slapped, and he realized Kendrick was Macho Man Randy Savage, and that nigga said, "Hey, I ain't trying to get slapped."
You know what he probably
and
did?
He knew what was coming. He knew what was coming.
He went over to TDE.
Wow. That nigga said, what? I'm gonna fuck him up.
So he went over the top. He was like, "Hey, J-Rock, what's Kendrick really got in the sleeve?"
Even that one. Oh, what's that? OSMN?
Yes.
Out of mind.
Promethazine in the method bottle. Gotta think about baby. Oh, yes, absolutely good. Cole, if you just go through, there's so many like Cole verses that have just gone by that like no one even knows about. And like
real ones know
because
he's
yes, but like no one knows about or we just forgot because
they
of the
just
fact
let
that
it slide underneath the radar.
There's so many,
I think On the Street with J Hope, I really like that one. Obviously, All My Life with Lil Durk. Yes. Okay, Grippy was not great. Grippy's not.
I got a song. I don't know if y'all heard this. It's an obscure ass. It's like you hear the artist and you never think of it.
Don't want to close my eyes. Don't want
to on them. Justin Timberlake TKO remix with J. Cole, A$AP Rocky, and Pusha T.
I feel like I've probably listened to that.
To be honest with you, I honestly feel like I've heard that. But Duke, you got muted real quick.
Because, like,
you, BD. Or BP. I'm sorry. I called you BD. No Diddy.
This man's been hanging out with the diddler too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, he calling Brandon's baby daddy. That needs to stop.
Yo.
BD. Gonna all making pretty sense to me. Hey, let that shorty breathe.
Beautiful Bliss off of Attention Deficit back in 2009 with Wale.
Yeah, no, that's
that's with Wale, nigga. That's one of his best songs.
Tyga, Let It Show. That was off of Careless World.
Let It Show. I know.
Underrated
album. That was actually. I also really am a fan of that Tyga album.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great album.
It's an underrated album. Super
song
underrated.
with Nas. I can't think of the song right now.
Kings and Queens.
Kings and Queens. We all dreams one day to be kings and queens. We all
the song with Big Sean, I'm Gone.
I'm gone. Yeah,
I'm gone.
Sean
he said G+1. I'm gone.
That was like, all right, Sean, you ain't talking about boing boing.
You're not even talking about Zendaya with Kaz. His whole Kaz features are super fire. All his Cos features are fire.
The song he's got with Nicki on there is fire too. Motherfucker Up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Night Job, Scared Money with YG, Jermaine interlude for DJ Khaled. Like this nigga was really on a tear for a long time.
Scared Money's crazy. Jermaine interlude's crazy.
Jermaine interlude is one of the best fucking J. Cole songs ever.
What's the one?
Like, nobody want to talk about it.
The one with Bia when he's rapping in a British accent.
In London.
London, he's rapping British. That's crazy.
Yes,
that's crazy.
And speaking of London, The London is also fire.
Oh god, yeah, Travis Scott and Thug.
Yeah, Thug.
Never get the globe as the catch grow.
Shouts to Cole.
Win the 24th time, nigga. I'm out there on the
Can't call it.
Pretty Little Lies, nigga. Come on.
Oh my god.
Who go on a song with Black and Black?
Oh, Pretty Little Fears. I need some more
Pretty
music
Little
from
Fears,
him from Black. I need some more music from Black.
Absolutely,
everybody do, bro.
I don't know if I've
Quiet
missed
as Kept.
something.
Black dropped the album last year that was a lot of tracks and it was very different, but it's got some shit on there.
Purple Emoji with Ty Dolla $ign.
That's a slept on one. That's a very slept on one.
This nigga really been on some shit. He even got Free Fall with fucking Tim's, and nobody want to talk about that song. Like, come on.
So I'm just thinking right now, Branndon, you'll respect this. I know Duke will too. You guys are all real fans. Pink Sweat needs something.
Pink Sweat,
because you made me think.
Pink Sweat and Pink Panther. I don't even give a fuck about all the pinks.
You made me think of it.
I want Pink Friday. I want Pink Sweat. I want Keep Sweat. I want anything pink, nigga. I want.
As you were saying, Keenan.
I want mauve.
No, Pink Sweat. Yes.
I want
the last time he dropped was 20.
I want Pink Cameron, 2003, Banana Nana, never get the Danas. Hit you with the glamour for the fama. Like, I want it all.
I'm letting it ride. I'm letting it ride.
You better get muted again, dude.
I'm letting it ride. But no.
Let me ask y'all, because I never got to the second question. I just realized it's never got to my second question.
There's more?
Buckle up.
There's more. Listen, by the way, to the listeners out there, what we're going to do, we're going to keep this as a part one. We're going to keep this as a part one, and then part two is going to be our pickup basketball podcast that we're finally going to get to. But we're going to keep the music on this one. This will be part one. But this is my question for y'all before we transition. We are now the end of July.
No Diddy.
We got about 5 months left of the year. Who do you want to hear from the rest of the year? Like, what project are you really looking for? Maybe even if it's just a single, like, who are you looking to hear for the rest of the year? Hear from, I should say.
So I've got realistically, I mean, obviously I'd love to hear from like Frank Ocean, but like realistically,
that's not non-realistic though. You know it can happen.
Frank's never dropping again. I'm sticking to that.
Yeah, Frank ain't dropping.
Who did I say in the group chat? I said
Frank
Rihanna.
and Cardi B never dropping again.
Frank, you're never hearing from Frank, Cardi B, or Rihanna as far as albums go.
No more.
As far as albums go, you'll never hear that. You'll get Cardi singles to death, but you'll never hear an album from Cardi. Unless it's you'll hear a greatest hits album. She'll add like 4 new songs. That's what's gonna happen.
It'll be like her whole album, but
so a lot of the artists that I listen to have already put out music this year, which is shocking. To like Kendrick aside, because that's obviously the one I'm waiting for. Kendrick and J. Cole are 2 obvious ones. I'm gonna try to give a couple more. Leon Bridges, I'm waiting. Like Leon Bridges is like it's time. Like the time has been. So I'm waiting for Leon Bridges to drop something. I'm actually with the On the Radar verse, his Toby verse, and Precision. I'm actually excited for Big Sean.
He drops on the 8th.
Well, hey, Big Sean's whole album got leaked the other day, so you got able to hear it.
But it's not this whole album. There was like empty slots here and there.
I don't do leaks.
It's not his real album. The whole thing.
No, I'm just saying, once they are ready for me to listen to it, they're supposed to, then I will listen to it.
That whole album's going to be shelved now. Whatever that was supposed to be, that's probably not even going to be on the album.
No, it's coming out on the 8th. And the album had open bar, like it had open verses. It was whatever leaked wasn't finished. It was an unfinished. Like there's songs that are finished. Don't get me wrong. There's like 3, 5, 4, 5. But like
He dropped another song yesterday too. He dropped another single yesterday.
No, but he already dropped the date. It's gonna come out August 9th. The only iffy part with that is because Kendrick in the video put August 8th on all his shit. Like he was gonna drop on August 8th. So obviously they're beefing it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the Big Sean shit had open verses, like there's open bars. The beats are undone. Like the leak ain't really the album, but there's a couple songs up there that were finished. So it does sound dope. And when what is it called? 2088. When that shit comes back out, it's gonna get so crazy.
We need that part too. We need that part too.
Well, I mean, they tried to tease it on Detroit 2. They had like a little song together, and then obviously they had their song on Dark Sky Paradise too. Yeah. That was also fire.
I know. Oh my god.
Yeah. I know you've been.
What? That's one of the best Big Sean songs ever.
Everything they've dropped.
I know. That's one of the shit.
Same time, part 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was also really good as well. So there's a couple other people I'm waiting to hear from too. Like Corday's coming out this year. I know that.
Obviously, we just heard that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Corday's coming out this year. I'm excited for that. That's been a while. Chance, he's been dropping a few songs.
Leaking. He ain't dropped no hammer, but he's been dropping fire.
Yeah, he's been dropping fire. Like I'm ready for a Chance album because I feel like
that's been some of the best music we've heard from Chance in years.
Since Coloring Book.
His acid rap. Fuck
Coloring Book was so underrated.
Coloring Book.
I'll give you that, BP. You want some shit.
Summer Friends, Smoke Break.
That's actually been in my rotation. That's been in my rotation lately, Coloring Book.
What's the one he got Justin Bieber on?
What's song called? That's Juke Jam with Tokyo.
My only complaint about Coloring Book is the song with Young Thug and maybe Yachty. It's called Mixtape.
See, I don't mind that song. Mixtape.
Man.
Mixtape was hard.
It feels so out of place. It feels so out of place, and it's just like
obviously. No problem. Biggest song on there. Summer Friends, amazing song.
Hey, Finish Line with T-Pain. Finish Line with T-Pain is my shit. You cannot be upset.
Finish Line is great. Oh, I like how great. I like how great. Even though obviously it's just like how great to God a lot of it, but I like how great.
JLX.
Angels.
Smoke Break with Future. That is my song.
Smoke Break is
crazy fire.
Smoke Break has been in my rotation these last 2-3 weeks.
Smoke Break is induced in every Smoke Break.
Blessings has been in mine because I love Blessings.
I don't care if you leave your job, the smoke, the cigarette, the hookah, the black and mild. It's a smoke break. You play that song and have a great time.
And also, two more things. One thing I'm going to actually say real quick, and we'll talk about one more out, is one thing that I think is going to be one of the most underrated projects that I know you guys will appreciate. I think Donnie Trumpet and the Social Experiments, their Surf album, I honestly think that's fire. But that's I don't think people ever talk. I've never heard anyone talk about that at all. And
nobody
I think
talks about it because he put Angels on fucking Coloring Book. Because Angels was the song from that fucking album. Angels was stupid fire.
Mm-hmm. Angel, Sunday Candy.
Sunday Candy too.
Talk. But so that's fire. But the one person I was gonna say, I don't want her to take a hiatus again. Is SZA needs to come out with something either end of this year or beginning of next year.
They can't.
I know she's been dropping.
They just signed a new girl rapper and she just went stupid.
The thing is, I understand that's how TDE works, and like the artists, they push one artist at a time, and it's like a big push.
It's always a whole 2-year wait,
and it's like a 2-year wait.
SZA gotta get out of there. SZA gotta get the fuck out of there.
But the thing about it is, I hear that, and then like I listen to her on Saturn, and I'm like, why am I waiting? Like I don't want to wait. I just don't want to wait. Like obviously, I understand it was like 23 songs, and we had gotten some before, and then before that, you have to think it was the Control Deluxe that had 2 a.m. by the way. Then she
2 a.m. is amazing.
Come and get me that whole. Oh my god! But like I understand, like they put out so much music when they put it out. It's just like, why do I have to wait? I understand. Like, why do I have to wait so long?
It's so funny.
I know you're not. I know you're not
really
going
feel
through
like this.
Well, I know you're not going 2 years without even touching a mic. I understand Kendrick say I went 3 years, nothing moved me. Like I get it, and nothing moved you for 3 years. But
let me try to put it into you into a consumer mindset. Imagine feeling how you feel, right? Imagine feeling how you feel, right? I just dropped what I dropped. I made that shit 2.5 years ago.
Listen, I still bump snooze like it was yesterday.
These songs 2.5 years ago that everybody loves right now.
I know,
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And to think I'm bumping snooze like it got played yesterday, but
snooze
that was
probably made in 2019.
That's
type
the
shit.
thing. She saw Leon Thomas. She goes by the Leon Thomas, and the office is like, "Hey, what is that? Something I'm working on." You're working on the last decade. What are we doing? Like, why? But I'm still bumping it like it came out yesterday.
So, Keenan, you got Leon Bridges, SZA.
I got, and then I'll go Chant because I know Corday's coming out.
Right.
I know Corday's coming
out. All right,
so.
I'm going to hit y'all left field just because I want to get my shit off. Obviously. I've been trying to get my shit off. But I'm going to hit y'all left field. Bing. Third base, down the line.
Yep.
All right, Big Sean, come on.
Khaled needs to come out for me.
This is Khaled's season right now. Summer. He should have dropped June, July.
No, not DJ Khaled. Not DJ
Khaled.
Khaled.
He's already dropped. He already dropped.
I know. I heard that, but that's what made me think about it.
Khaled dropped some shit that
yeah.
I wouldn't fall in love with me shit or that soon.
He's dropping next week.
Sincere is next week.
Yep, next Friday.
You got your wish, boy.
From there, I need to hear Lil Baby just to get my shit back on. Because I need to hear where he at. If this is what a lot of people don't know. It's either he's done or he recaptures whatever energy and that he has. This is his hit or miss mark right now for his career. And then after that most people not thinking about, that I would love to hear, that makes great music. I would need who would I need?
He's Ashanti.
Ashanti.
She finally got a kid. She got everything she talked about.
Sunshine.
She got everything she talked about.
Lloyd Banks, nigga. Lloyd Banks, nigga. Halloween Havoc, nigga. Go ahead.
I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always
fire song.
Shouts to
amazing song.
Shouts to
classic. Super classic.
Absolutely.
I would need.
I was trying to buy Duke some time. I was just trying to buy Duke some time. It really was.
Aerosmith.
Hell no, I don't need none of
that new Steven
Red Hot Chili Peppers are very good. Oh God,
Red.
I need a Red Hot Chili Peppers. Because a lot of people dropped this year that wasn't expected.
Yeah,
to
no,
drop, so
I've heard a lot of. There's been so many albums. Like I got a Kehlani album this year. We're happy about that. We obviously got a Beyonce album this year. We're happy about that. Like we got
fucking.
We're gonna as long as Kendrick drops in 2024.
Button, you know what I mean?
The Joe Budden album in 2024.
The Joe Budden
stealing off a party album to go and put it on your party album.
That's diabolical.
That's nasty work. Yo.
It was also
you'll drop like All Love Gain Back or some shit.
Yeah, that was a fire bar though. Not gonna lie.
I mean, we talked about him, so I definitely would like to hear if Meek come out of somewhere. If Meek come out of some shit.
He dropped an EP on the low, right?
I know, but I mean, after
has 5 a.m. in Philly on it.
He just came out with suing Diddy for dropping their sex tape. It's kind of weird now. So I guess I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? But Travis need to come out. Travis definitely need to come out.
You know what?
I feel like it's a little too soon.
I feel like we'll hear from Travis in 25. I feel like we'll hear from Travis in 25 for sure.
I didn't even think about EST. Come on,
the one thing I want to say real quick, what I want actually is obviously I know a lot of rappers will go on like a freestyle when they're ready to bet. I need Kendrick to get on a freestyle again. I haven't heard on Kendrick on it. he just doesn't do that anymore. But like,
he's gonna give you an album now. It's over.
No, I understand. I know that, but
Yeah.
I would love for like Kendrick to just. He's already big enough, and he could drop whenever he wants. He could drop a surprise drop and be fine. But I would just love to see him get just like him on the leakers, because like Just Incredible's been just getting a bunch of people and just go insane. Maybe go. You know what? Go over like that and Not Like Us with 2 different verses. Just crazy.
That would be fucking.
And then go over the second beat in Family Matters. Like, just like really be diabolical and just go kill it.
That would be fucking fire.
Oh my!
That would be the end of Drake. That would be the end of Drake.
If he went over Family Matters and went nuts,
because realistically, he could just use a fucking like backup verse that he had.
That's exactly what I was just about to say, dude. Like, he could give us a 6 out of 10, and even Kendrick 6 out of 10 over some Drake shit. Over what's meant to be directed at Kendrick.
He would really write for that Drake shit. If he
I don't like that.
If he go over the second beat, if he go over the drill beat of it, oh my god, it's a done
Drake
deal.
do his TikTok.
Wrap that nigga up in a bag.
No, that's what.
It's a done deal. You're done now.
Dying,
oh, Jay-Z, that's what I was talking about. Jay-Z definitely got to drop this one.
I'll be fine.
Oh,
so I think Keenan would appreciate this one. We haven't gotten a solo project from him since he's done 2 joint albums. Last solo project was in 2020. That's Ty Dolla $ign.
I do appreciate that. Kyle loves himself some Ty Dolla $ign too.
Well,
I need
$ign is the reason why bitches have threesomes, nigga. He said 2.
I need a Ty Dolla $ign solo album. I understand he did Cheers for the Memories with Division, and then obviously Vultures Part 1.
I forgot about that joint album. I forgot about
Division.
the album with Division. That's a great album.
And Division needs to drop another project too, because I love Division too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd take another Ty Dolla $ign Division joint album, honestly.
Division would go nuts, bro.
They did one back in 22.
Sell the fucking streets on fire.
Oh wait,
Division's already nice.
I completely forgot.
I love Division.
You know what's crazy? I would like a Division Magic Jordan album. I would love that shit.
Ooh, I love Magic
Jordan is
Magic
underrated.
Jordan go crazy.
Their last album is nice. Like, it's
they just dropped another one too.
They're dropping the remixes of that album, of that Good People album.
If they mix them together, that's just an OVO sounding album. We have 40 mix that shit. Like, dog, we up.
Keenan.
And then give me another Black album too.
Yes,
while we're at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but like,
you need one.
I love the new album, like his obviously his most recent album. But I want something like honestly, like Free Black, like something like that, like his OG stuff, or even I'll take East Atlanta Love Letter, like something like that, where I get like his wordplay and lyricism, because he is a good lyricist.
Can't rap.
And then also like
that
his dark,
Atlanta 60s.
Like, oh yeah, or like his dark, like his darker sounding stuff, like Problems, or like
you hear the pain in his voice.
Problems.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot one. I
Colin.
totally forgot one that I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Take away 3 of the last 4 I said. Giveon. I need a Giveon album.
Okay.
He came out. I was gonna say he came out the end of. I just was looking at this. He came out the end of June in 2022. It's been 2 years.
It's been time.
It's time.
That nigga singing to the bitches like nobody else.
His last album was fire too. That's his last album.
He sings so good. Kyle here stands up to this day.
We need new material.
You get the double T. Double T for that.
We need new material, dog.
Yeah, he's in the mute. He's in the mute box for a minute, boys. He can talk all he wants. He's in the mute box.
Hey,
he's in the mute box.
Listen, I'm a go off what Branndon said, because I was also going to mention Ty Dolla. I would love to hear a Ty Dolla project, but we're supposed to get Vultures 2 and 3 from him and Kanye, so we should be getting that at some point. Allegedly, those are not going on DSPs. Allegedly, they're just going to be released through like Kanye's app or some shit, whatever that is. I think much like Donda 2. I said this at the beginning of the year when we potted. I believe I said Fabulous I thought a project would have already came out by now. That's a little too on brand for me. Fab's my all-time favorite rapper. I would say A$AP Ferg, though. I want to hear an A$AP Ferg project.
Yeah.
Good name.
And then I would say, off the R&B tip, we've gotten a lot. We got the Bryson album. Black dropped last year, but like you said, it would be good to hear Black more consistently. Seems like he's kind of trying to disappear almost. By the way, that Denzel Curry album was pretty fire. That just dropped.
Bro, that Denzel, oh my God.
Majid, we mentioned Majid. I'll give you this because you mentioned the joint albums. You mentioned Ty Dolla with the joint album. He has a joint album with Jeremiah that's fire. I would like to hear more from Jeremiah. I haven't heard from Jeremiah in a minute. He just dropped a single a couple weeks ago, I believe. So if you gave me a Fab project, an A$AP Ferg project, and a Jeremiah project, those would probably be the top three off top right now.
Listen to that Jeremiah single too, by the way. I think it's him, Bryson, and Chris Brown.
Yeah, that's a good song. That's a great
song. That song is
If that's what we're going to get off a Jeremiah album, we're in for some good music. We're in for a good winter.
Absolutely.
There's two
other.
other.
Anybody mad at the Weeknd album? Because the Weeknd need to drop, bro.
Seems like it's coming.
Weeknd need to drop.
Seems like something's coming.
There's two ladies that I still think need to put out music. One's her. It's been a minute.
Obviously.
Next one's Carrie Underwood.
It's unfortunately not Carrie Underwood. I'll be hearing her in about a month and a half. I've been waiting all day for I'll be hearing in a month and a half. But
Green Day. That's what he needs.
Trying to hear that new Missy Elliott.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
Hey, yo, funny fact about Missy Elliott.
I was not expecting a Brandon Petty body roll.
She is the first rapper to be sent outer space, for another planet to hear, a transmission and shit.
That's random, but that's
they sent.
Welcome to Duke's random facts of the night.
Yeah, facts.
I thought you meant they sent goddamn Missy to Mars. I was like, they deported Missy, and I didn't know it.
Cue the Jeopardy theme music.
They deported Missy.
We about to get signed by TNT after this shit. Fuck Amazon. Nigga.
But okay, so what I was gonna say,
facts of the night, nigga,
was I want Victoria Monet to consistently put out more. Okay, yep. We're done. We're done with this. Victoria Monet, because obviously she came out with Jaguar in 2023, so she doesn't need to come out with a new project. But her projects are never long; they're 9 to 10 songs. The original Jaguar.
That shit with Buju Banton, that Buju song on there. That's my shit. She doesn't say she normally comes out with 8 or 9 songs. I want her to just at least stay consistent with features, because you obviously heard her influence on Ariana Grande's best projects. You heard her influence, obviously, 7 Rings and things like that in 2017, 2018. Thank you, next Sweetener. But what? Did she write those songs?
She worked. She was heavily working with Ariana Grande at that point. You got a real. Ariana went into kind of that a real authentic kind of hip hop pop, hip hop. She was really into that. Obviously, she had
just make that shit up. Hip hop anonymous.
For Keenan.
She was featured on the 2 Chainz album "Rule the World," and then 2 Chainz did the 7 Rings remix. Obviously. She also had the Pretty Girls trap music kind of theme to that. But
where is Iggy Azalea?
Back muted. Yeah,
she's on OnlyFans, dog.
Back muted.
We ain't get no Iggy Azalea.
You're done.
I tried it. Tried to let him play with. I tried to have him out with the kid. Pause. Tried to have him out with the kids, and he couldn't do it. He was being a creep in the parking lot.
Gonna let Duke out the cage every 5 minutes.
I tried.
Gonna let everyone get their shit off and then just punch Duke in.
We have 480p yelling about Iggy Azalea in the screen music.
Nah, he went down to 380 for that one.
Keenan said I tried. I tried to give you some.
I'm taking 100 off.
Anyway, I'm just trying to give Victoria Monet her praise, man. Victoria Monet, we have. I just thought that we could get more music from. I want her on some features. I just don't want her to leave and go for a while and do her writing behind the scenes like she's always done. I want her to be in features. I want hip hop acts to be yo, Let me get Victoria Monet. While this guy thinks that he is Russell Westbrook on the stage.
With Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, looking at Iggy. Hey, that's not like us.
Who that? IGGY? Like,
they need to bring back. They need to bring back the BET ciphers. Like I'm just thinking about Iggy on the BET ciphers with T.I. and everybody.
They got them ciphers. This is trash now.
I know they need to bring back like the good ciphers. That was something I used to look forward to.
Basura.
I used to love the ciphers, like, and just look forward to like real artists, like actual hip hop acts going on ciphers. But now these days, artists don't rap like that anymore.
Now we finna have 4 bats and some AI artists on there.
Using me.
I was pumped when, even though it was Lotto and a few other women, I was pumped when BET did the all girls cipher. They all were rapping.
Dude, get the hell out of here with that Iggy Azalea shit. Nobody wants some damn music from Iggy Azalea.
They even got on that cipher. They got Flo Milli.
I got a quick.
Got Nick Young going crazy.
I got a quick question for Duke specifically. Before we move on and close out this podcast. We talked about Ice Spice having an album, and I said she's a beautiful young lady. You said I don't know about that. You calling her ugly? You saying Ice Spice is ugly? What are we saying?
She's cute. She got a nice little Oompa Loompa look. I like that.
Ice, on that tip, she sounds like she makes music for Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompa doobity-doo.
There's nothing.
I actually feel like Ice Spice makes music
not
for
a far I listen to you.
There's nothing about Ice Spice to me that's really like that. Like, I just feel like she should be in a Willy Wonka film and just like stay there. Like,
that bitch is in the chocolate factory.
Charlie in the chocolate factory.
You're trying to tell me she doesn't look like she could just be one of the helpers in the Charlie the Chocolate Factory?
Oompa Loompa, thank you.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I'm just thinking like
she looks like.
She looked like.
You think you that shit, Oompa? I think you a fop.
When she got that afro, yeah, she be looking crazy. She be looking like.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how I feel about your afro.
She be looking like a Black Simpson character.
Listen, yeah,
you
she's
like
Marge.
Hey, did y'all know Tim
Marge
Allen
Ice.
was selling drugs?
Tim Howard, the goalkeeper?
No, Tim Allen, like from Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah. He's an informant.
Yeah, you saw that shit? That nigga snitched on the plug, nigga, and then became an actor. And then, like, that whole TV show, nigga.
I thought Tim
Allen was straight, bro.
I think Jesse Jackson was an informant, too. I think
he got a Branndon beard, but
was that Al Sharpton? I think Al Sharpton was an informant as well. I think he got pinched back in the day.
That's a hell of a combination.
Now you talking about black people, bro.
I think it's true.
It
was either him or Jesse Jackson was an informant as well.
There we go, nigga. Fuck Jesse Jackson.
They on the Tim Allen tip as well.
Remember what Lil Wayne said on Misunderstood, nigga? Fuck Jesse Jackson. But they say fuck Al Sharpton. Either way, fuck whoever Lil Wayne said, because I'm with Lil Wayne to that.
Hey, Keenan, hit the mute so I can sign off here.
Yeah.
He actually did. Listen, this was the Warner Brothas Podcast. This was Kyle and Keenan featuring Branndon and Duk. We will be back for part 2. This is part 1. We're talking music, obviously. We appreciate the support. We got plenty more on the way. Football season's around the corner, whatever. But peep this, listen to this on Spotify. Keep supporting on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. Twitter, Facebook, if you want to be on that tip. But we'll be back. Listen to part 2. We'll be talking pickup basketball and probably other sports topics as well. Peace, y'all.
Like a man.